Star Wars Dark Horizons, Episode 3. Marcia, upon having a chance to think of what has happened in the past few days, has been hit with a bantha's weight of guilt, worry, and fear. She has carried her blaster for some time now, even used it at the local range, but never has she had a need to use it on anyone. The ale was helping to ease the sting of what has been done, but she knows that this is only a temporary thing. Reality will always flood back. She was sure that it will, as well as a good hangover. Thom, our Jedi contact, are you sure you want to drink like that? You may regret it in the morning. Marcia, how do you people do it? How do you take lives and carry on like nothing happened? Thom, I see. Life is never easy, even when you know it is the will of the Force. Taking a life is never easy, even when you know it is the will of the Force. We, the Jedi that is, don't take life, we try to save life, but sometimes the Force dictates differently. Mandrell bellies up to the bar and joins in the conversation. Ao teaches us that life goes on after we shed these mortal shells. Those that we fought against forced our hand. You did nothing wrong. To defend oneself or even others, if it is done justly, is nothing to be ashamed of. Thom and Mandrell get Marcia off to her room, and they take a separate room for their own. The morning comes, and the three meet again at the inn's dinette, grabbing breakfast. Marcia looks a little worse for wear, nursing a hangover, and sits at the table. Mandrell leans over. Here, this will help. He touches his hand on Marcia's shoulder. Marcia's head starts to clear, but the thoughts of the last few days still weigh upon her like a bantha. Marcia, well, now what? Where do we go from here? Thom, from here we go to the Jedi Order. Then we see the Grand Master, or see what the Grand Master has for us. Alright. The group finishes up their meal, head on over to the starport. So let me pause this for a second. Alright. So the group finishes their meals, they head on over to the starport. Upon making it to the ships, the group realizes the U-Wing has been broken into. The package is gone. How could their pursuers find them? They have a new ship. They left no trace of where they were going. Just how? So now we have to roll for a search. Oh, sugars. I forgot to grab the character sheets. Make sure I had all the other stuff, but I forgot to grab the character sheets. Okay. So here we are. From this point, it's a little less talking and a little bit more of everything else we got to do. Alright. So I've got to do a perception search. I got a 4D for search. So let me get my dice here. 2, 3, and 4. Alright. So depending on how I roll here, depends on where we go. Okay, so we got 10, 13. Alright, so with a 10 plus, we have footprints lead from the ship. So we know that we have footprints leading from the ship, but that's really all we have. From there, it could be anywhere. I can try Mandrell. He's only got a 2D plus 1. And yeah, he doesn't see anything. So it looks like we just have footprints coming from the ship, and that's it. We are somehow it appears to our group, and this is what I wouldn't know because I had to write down alternate things here because I have no idea how the rules are going to work out. I mean, let's face it, on our first episode, we lost our droid right away. So I'm trying to plan for different things just in case something like this happens. So here we are. Our package is gone. We have no idea where it is, but we're still going to head on out to the Jedi Temple. So with that, we have Thumb. Thumb is going to lead us to the Jedi Temple. So here we go, just making just basic checks, just trying to make sure we don't crash our ship into. Alright, so we take off, we get our astrogation roll to make sure we don't go into a planet, and that looks good because there's our 10. Oops, you guys can't see that. Here, let me angle that down a little bit more. Alright, I'm rolling the dice. I want you guys to be able to see that I'm not trying to fudge numbers, because you know that's just the way the world goes, right? You know, I don't always know how the numbers are going to work and what that does to our group as we play. This is where it's a little different doing a solo role-playing game compared to one with a group. But because I know what I want to have happen, but when I have a group, they make the decisions. To me, or for here, doing a solo, this is just all me. So we take off, we land, we have the Jedi Temple. So we get to the temple, we are greeted. So let me change this out a little bit here. Alright, so now we got our Jedi Temple out here. As we come up, I do have figures that I need to get out here because we are greeted. So, here we are. Helps when I have stands. So we have some figures here. I don't know if you guys recognize these. They're a little on the small side. I'm looking at my computer. So we are greeted by former head of state and now Jedi, Leia Solo, Han Solo, sugars. Well, I'll just have these guys. These were actually Obi-Wan Kenobis at one point. That's very old looking Obi-Wan Kenobis. They didn't put quite as much print in. But we'll just say, and 2 other Jedis. Alright. So, here we are. I do have a writing for this, so that keeps me on track. Upon arriving at the Jedi Temple, the group will meet with the council out in the courtyard. I couldn't find my Luke Skywalker, so we'll have to change this up a little bit here. So, with the absence of Luke Skywalker, he's out on a mission. We have Leia and Han Solo. Let's see. They offer, in a bid to keep Marcia safe from the pirate group, to have her stay here at the Jedi Temple, of course, because Mandrell is a Force user of sorts. He's kind of like a Jedi mystic or whatever, and I'm kind of creating that out of the seat of my pants here. And with him being a Force mystic, he is very welcome to be here and learn the Jedi ways, as well as to teach the Jedi the things that he knows. So with that being said, they're given some place to live. I don't have other buildings really that would work for this setting, so I just don't have buildings. I really regret that. I'm trying to get some more buildings that would work for our RPG here. But anyways, so our group is here. They have a chance to kind of settle, try and get a place to stay, so they will stay here kind of at the temple. They'll be given rooms. We do have non-Jedis kind of helping out, as well as Jedis. Something has kind of come up. let's see. Actually, I do have that written out. Okay, because this is the start here. So this is kind of up our alley. So something's kind of come up where, you know, the Jedi were getting supplies for helping to build their temple, and any other buildings that they need. But they haven't been getting their supplies lately, so they just want someone to go out and try and help locate whatever's going on. So seeing that our group for staying here and everything else, they were kind of asked, hey, would you be willing to check this out for us? So of course we're going to check it out. So we'll go check it out. I do not think, let's see, I'm trying to remember here. Nope, I do have a world. Okay, so we're going to go to the world of Glass Dawn. And we're going to actually go check out our what's going on with the supplies and that. So we jump back into our ship. Let's roll for our piloting. Piloting is 5. Yeah, we make it not a problem there. Our astrogation to get to Glass Dawn. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Well, and this is why I do this. So, if you remember, this is how D6 works. That is my wild die. That's a 1. Means I got to take away the 6. If I didn't have to take that away, we would have made it without a problem. So apparently I flubbed up on trying to do my astrogation, and I have it somewhere else. So we don't make it to Glass Dawn. We make it somewhere else entirely, and now we got to figure out where we are. And I'm going to do a wild roll here. I'm going to say if it's a 1 or a 2, we're going to get attacked. Nope, 4. We're fine. All right, just making it random. All right. So we'll have to stop and do some scans and figure out where the dickens we are. Let's see here. We have mechanical. Let's do our astrogation kind of as a checking out where we are to see where we are, because we're sitting in our ship just trying to figure out this is not where we're supposed to be. The computer's reading something else. Alright, so here's a 10, so I know where we are. And we got a 16, 17. So we know where we are at this point. We're a little bit out of our way. So with that being said, well, we'll have to just kind of, now that, you know, figure out how to get back to Glass Dawn. Alright, so we have a good roll. Then we got a 2 there. We got a 10. That makes it there. Plus we had an 8, another 10, so 20. So we definitely get back there. A little longer to get there. We kind of took the scenic route apparently, because I guess I can't figure out map instructions, right? So we finally get there. We land on the planet. Let me kind of change up some scenery real quick. Alright, so here we are. And giving us a little bit better scenery or so. So we come up to our town. Let's see. The group, Marshall and Mandrell, head out to the world outpost that the Jedi are working with. World of Glass Dawn. Has stopped sending materials to the Jedi Temple. We already kind of covered that. Let's see. While traveling through the market, so this is going to be our kind of market area. While traveling through the market, word has it that the local government has been overthrown by a group called Venom. The leader goes by the name of Commander, and his Venom troops now patrol the streets. They act much like the stormtroopers of the old Empire. So that's all I have written. And from here, I do have an idea, and there is nothing else for me to really read, so we just go from here. Okay. So, we have our world. We don't know exactly who we're supposed to kind of meet with. We just know that we're supposed to meet with people. So we will have to do a little streetwise to try and figure out exactly who we're meeting with here today, and we will have to continue on. Let's see, I have a search streetwise. I have 3D on my character, and Mandrel doesn't have. They have a +1, so I guess it's going to be on me. Alright, so here we go. Oops. All 3 dice. And in front of the camera. Alright. Oh no. Okay, so I guess I get to negative the 6. My dice are not doing well for me. All I've got is a 2, so we're wandering around aimlessly trying to figure out exactly who we're supposed to talk to. And this is where trouble kind of comes in, because you know, I can only go off what the dice give me. So here we are. You know, it's been a while since we've eaten, so we have a restaurant, so we're going to go into the restaurant, and of course that's not much of, you know, it's more of a shell. So we have our restaurant there. We're going to go in, we will order our food. So I suppose I will have to, let's see how much this is going to charge us. Whatever this is, it's going to be times 5. Ooh, wow, it's a $30 meal. Expensive place, or they're gouging us because we're outsiders. I don't know, but either way. So now I gotta subtract some money here, and it was also $50 or 50 credits for us for a landing, which was something I had written down. I didn't read it, so that means I gotta subtract 60 credits, or 110 credits. So gives me 941 credits. Okay, so keeping track of that. There we are. Alright, so I'm gonna have to try and talk to someone. Maybe I can persuade someone into letting me know who I have to talk to. So let's see, I have a perception is 3D. I don't have anything under it, so that means that I have a roll of 3 dice, and I'm hoping for a 10 so I can get a lead. Okay, so it looks like we make it just barely, right there on the dot, 10. Okay, so being inside, talking to the person behind the counter, kind of seeing that we're representing the Jedi Order, and we haven't gotten any supplies. They kind of lean in a little bit and says, with Venom taking over, I don't know what's going to happen anymore. If you could, I'd leave this place, because this isn't safe anymore. And you might want to try and get the Jedi to come here and help save us. So that's what we're being asked to do. I think Marsha is probably going to be a little more likely to want to do that. Mandrel, because his upbringing and his faith in the Force, I think we're going to have a little bit of an argument. So why don't I have the two of them kind of argue amongst each other? So we're going to have to roll this out. I think she's going to get a little bit more back into wanting to have some combat a little later, but I think for the moment she's going to be a little leery and a little gun shy, but she'll get back into things. Let's have a, I don't know if I should do a perception or a knowledge. We're going to do a well, bargain is under perception, so we're going to bargain through this, or persuasion I guess would be the right one. So that's a 2D plus 1, and I have a persuasion of 3D for Marsha. So Marsha is first, because I got 3 dice in my hand already. So we got a 12. Oops. And we have 2D plus 1 for Mandrel. So we're going to roll his, and we got a 10. Alright, so Marsha's going to win on this argument. We're going to start heading on out, and then this is where things come interesting. Okay, so we walk out of the eating establishment and we have a transport with a big kind of snake head on it in red, and we have some guys in blue with a snake emblem on their chests. This is the best I can get for the moment. I have figures coming, so and then they're just kind of manhandling. Show me your identification and all that, and they're just kind of hitting these guys left and right. So here we are, we're coming face to face, we're pretty darn close to having people wanting to know our identification and all that, and of course we don't have local identification, so this is going to be an issue with us. So I think what our course might be is, I think maybe we should run for it, because I don't think we want to get tied up in this. So we're going to make a quick split. Let's see. I don't think we actually really need much of a roll. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll for our strength for our run speed. Actually, our movement speed is going to be a 10. So we can move about 10 in a round. So we're going to start taking off. We're going to kind of try and duck behind the building here. So we have a small alleyway. We're going to try and duck behind there. Hoping for a little bit of a sneak. I've got 3D. So I've got 9, 12. And then we have... oh, a complete failure for Mandrell. Alright, so Mandrell does not successfully sneak, so he trips over, say, like a can or something that just really loudly echoes as we sneak down the hallway. And all we hear is, "Stop right there!" And then some shooting. These guys are not having anything, they're just going right to blasters. So now we're in on a gunfight. This is going to be a longer range, so we're going to need a 15 to hit. I have a blaster of 4D plus 1 for Mandrell. Oh, and he has a 6. An 11. So we get a 16, and I could even roll that even more if I needed to, but we definitely make it. The blaster that he has does 4 damage. And I did not roll for these guys yet, so let's... hold on, let me... I don't have stats, I don't have rolls. So what I'm going to do is, let me grab... I got paper floating around, and there's... alright. Always good to have some paper handy. It's just that I had paperwork on top of paperwork. Alright, so let's see here. We have our 2 blue guys. We'll call them blue. 1 and 2. Let's see. I think they're going to be common or more thugs, so we're going to give them 3 dice to roll for their strength. So we have 4. We got a 5. That's a 10. So they'll both have 30 hit points to start with. Their gun, I'm going to say it's going to do probably 4, whatever we roll here, that's what, 4D, okay, 4D. And as far as for their skill, we're going to give them, these guys are pros, 6D blaster. DMG. So their gun does 4 dice of damage, and they have a attack of 6D. So I'll have to try and remember that as I start trying to make these guys up. 3D body. Okay. So, yikes. Means I'm gonna have to have 2 more dice. They should actually have first shot. Mandrel had hit, let's see, 4 dice, and of course he gets 7 points. I don't have any armor on them, so that's just going to go straight into them. So we're going to call it 1. He's going to be down to 23. Now I got to shoot. I've got 4 dice myself. Okay, I'm going to move this tree out of the way. So we got 12. Here's our 15, 16. So I hit. I'm hitting the same one. 11, 13, 14. So now he's down to 9 health. Problem is now they have, okay, Mandrel's going to be 1 through 3. I'm going to be 4 through 6. They shoot at me. They're both shooting at me. Huh. Apparently I upset everybody. Okay, they got to get a 15. We definitely have a 5, 10. There's a 15. That's an 18 right there. Alright, and the other guy. Wow. So call AT&T. They just reached out and touched me. Okay. I definitely got hit both times. They have 4 dice for damage. I do have some armor on that gets rid of uh-oh. Nope, I have a vacuum suit on. That's not armor. So that means that whatever they do, they do. Okay, this is not going to be my day. So we have 9. R and man. Okay. I know I wrote it down here. 28 hit points to start. 8. And Mandrel had started off with, I thought he had like 40 before. I don't have anything written here, so I'm going to have to re-roll. So we have 3 dice. Oh, sure. So we have 8. 13. So he's got 33. Alright. So I got hit for 13. That takes me down to 15. I'm not doing very well. Hopefully I don't lose Marsha. Alright. 6. 9 points. So I'm down to 6 points of health. I am not doing well. Okay. I'm gonna beeline right down that alleyway so I'm out of their view, and I'm gonna try and hide. Because if for nothing else, I need to hide because I need to heal up. I need to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do. Sneak. I got 3 dice. Now keep in mind I'm down the aisle or the alleyway there. Okay, so I got a 14. So I think that should, at this range, that should kind of hide me, seeing that I'm beyond there. Mandrel has got, 2D. And of course he fails. So he's still out here. I'm hidden. I don't know what this means for Mandrel. It means everything is going to have to go against him. They're going to have 6D. They got to get a 15 or better. Unfortunately, we got 1, 2 5s, 3 5s, 19. So they hit him once. Let's see, we got 5. Oh, this is not good. 10. And of course, there's 15, 19 on that one as well. So yeah, he got tagged both times, all for 4 damage, or 4 dice each. Oh my lord. 10. There's 17. 21. So you got hit for 21. So that takes him down to 12 points. And the second hit does, ouch. So we have 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we have 11. So he's barely alive. He's got 1 hit point. Alright, well, such is wonderful things. I'm hurt. He's really hurt. I think what we're going to do is we're going to kind of surrender, and we'll go from there. Things keep getting more complicated and interesting, and I can't write any of this stuff out because I have no idea what happens with the rolls. All right, so we're going to get captured. We're going to get thrown into jail. We will heal up, but we have no equipment, no nothing. And from here, we're going to have to kind of bide our time. As much as they are vicious, they beat us, they abuse us, they keep asking us who we are with, and we will just simply tell them, hey, we're investigating why shipments had been stopped for the Jedi Order. That's all I really know. That's all I keep telling them. They're not happy with us, and of course they keep asking us over and over and over, and that's the only thing I can tell them. And then we go from there. Some time passes by. I don't know exactly how long we want to say, but yes, time has passed by. I'm trying to think this through. Okay. Because we're going to get rescued. We're going to get rescued by the Jedi Order. The Jedi Order are going to come around. And we get freed. We get taken back to the Jedi Order. From there, because we're going to kind of wrap this up for the day, because we're going to have to figure out, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to have for a storyline after this, because things have just gone really kind of crazy on me. For all the beatings and everything else that have gone on for months, we get freed by the Jedi Order. And we get taken back to the Jedi's home base planet. I'm not going to say home planet, but the Jedi base planet. And along the way, we get told what's kind of going on, what's happened in our absence and our imprisonment. There is a new order that has kind of risen, and they call themselves Venom. So that's very much of what I was kind of setting up here. This planet is now temporarily freed. It looks like things are kind of stabilizing here. They reinstalled a new elected government because they essentially, I think what we'll say is we'll put the former government back into place. We go from there, and in learning what we have learned, there are more Sith out now. These are some of the Sith from a planet they I can't remember the planet that they were from, but from the planet that Vestara Kai and her clan of Sith had come from, there had been many splinterings. So this is part of that group. They had splintered off. So we have a group known as Venom that are led by a very powerful Sith leader. I don't know if I really want to call him a Sith Lord or not, but he would fit that category. Pretty much all of the high-ranking beings that are there are all Sith, and they are very well trained. The Order has not been dismantled. After they had taken this planet, they kind of left it off to a lower lieutenant or whatever as they were going off to somewhere else. There is a huge army being amassed. They are starting to take over worlds to get new technology. This ship will represent a common ship that they use. It is it can be used as a drop ship. It's more of an atmospheric ship, and it gives them a kind of tank capability for what they do. So from this point on, we are going to run into a lot of these guys. We still have no idea who is chasing us and what else is going on. So there's lots of mysteries in the universe. The Sith have come back. The Jedi are needed more now than ever before. And our characters are now stuck in the middle of it. And I think it is safe to say that Marsha will be willing to enact revenge upon these people, and I don't think she's going to be so nervous about it. I think once you kind of get abused and beat up and all that, I don't think you're going to have a lot of warm fuzzy feelings towards people. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Things, just don't seem to keep going right or keep going very good for me and my dice. I've not been rolling the best, and the whole thing's taking different directions than what I intended, and we just roll with it. But I hope you enjoy the silliness that we do. Thank you for visiting. I hope you have a wonderful day, and keep working.